guys, my name is Katie and I am a third year first grade teacher. Welcome to my channel. This week we're doing a week vlog series following my classroom elf. Today is the last day of November, so our classroom elf is going to arrive tomorrow. So I'm getting him prepped and ready to go. So on the first day of December, we'll be ready for some elf fun. I am a huge Auburn fan, Auburn grad, so of course I have a little Auburn elf that my mom gave me and I'm super excited. So follow along and let's see what kind of mischief my classroom elf gets into. Alright, elf step one. The first thing that I did was I actually used my Chromebook to plan out all of the days of my elf on a shelf, because for me the most stressful part is deciding in the afternoon where in the world am I going to put this thing. So I decided to go ahead and plan it all in advance, and I downloaded an elf on a shelf calendar and made it editable in Google Slides so I could go in and enter all of the ideas that I want to do for my elf in the afternoon. Let me show you what that looks like. Here is what my elf on a shelf calendar looks like. I got this calendar from Keeping Life Sane, her blog online, and I will link that in the description below if you want to download it as well. So all I did was export her calendar as a JPEG, and I set it as the background of this slide. And then for each day, I entered a little text box where I could type in my elf on a shelf idea for that day. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see what that looks like a little closer. So each day has a different idea, and this just helped me plan ahead for my elf on a shelf so I wasn't scrambling to try to come up with an idea every single morning or every afternoon, which has been a huge stress in years past. Then I also took any ideas that required a note from our elf, like this one right here, and I went ahead and typed the note out and put some clip art in it. So all I have to do is print out all of these slides and they are ready to go on deck to be used with my elf on the shelf. I usually have my elf arrive in this envelope under our Christmas tree in the back, but this year I saw a great idea on Instagram, so I'm doing something a little bit different, and I'm going to have him arrive in a plastic container to quarantine. So I'm gonna put him in here with a couple different quarantine things. I have this awesome set. I'll link it below so you can use it. It's got elf quarantine, little TV I could put in his little quarantine area, and some masks to tape on his face. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get him all set up in his container. This is just an empty container I had in my classroom, and I'm gonna get him all set up in here so he's ready to quarantine. All right, so this is his little quarantine home, and I'm gonna take this home with me because I'm gonna pack the rest of his box at home. That's where I have my big Amazon box that I'm gonna wrap up to be our special delivery, but this is what he's gonna look like. So he's gonna ride home with me and I'll get the rest of it packed up, ready to bring tomorrow. Okay, so me and the little guy are tucked away in the car. It feels weird because he doesn't have a name yet because I let my kids name him. So tomorrow he will have a name, but for right now it's just little guy, little elf. We're in the car about to head home to get him all packed up into his box. Okay, y'all, it's the end of day one with our elf, and the verdict is the kids were so excited. I had a coworker bring the package in and place it under the Christmas tree, so when we came back from our bathroom break, there was just a mystery package, and they thought it was so much fun and couldn't stop talking about how excited they were to open it. And we went ahead and started our elf journals and opened him up and gave him a name, and they decided to name him Rudolph. Santa's favorite reindeer is Rudolph, so his favorite elf can be Rudolph too. It was way better than some of the other suggestions. We had a lot of interesting naming choices. So Rudolph the elf is here to stay, and they were super pumped. This is what our package looked like. Obviously, we've already opened it, but it had the special delivery from Santa, and then inside we had their elves for their elf quarantine, and then we also had journals, which they're keeping in their desk right now. And so we went ahead and put the title My Elf Journal on it, and on the inside we drew a picture of Rudolph the elf, and then we wrote a sentence. Rudolph came in a box, the box was under the tree. And I love all the surprise faces, that's so cute. So they're gonna keep this little elf journal in their desk, and tomorrow they'll draw a new picture to show where he was. And I had a little note inside the box as well. Let's see if I can get it open. Y'all, I just wrapped it with Scotch tape. I reused the box so I could open it quickly. Alright, so I had all the tissue paper, and then here was the note with the elf journals. So, elf journals, so you can record what I do each day. All right, we just finished day 2 with our friend Rudolph. He's hanging out on our Christmas lights today, and he brought with him a nice candy cane treat. So he said he traveled to the 7 layers of the candy cane forest and brought back some candy canes on his way from the North Pole this morning. Kids loved the sweet treats and thought it was hilarious that he was hanging right here. I did have a couple that got really close to touching him, but luckily nobody did. So whew, red alert, but it was just a false alarm. So I'm about to move him to his new spot for tomorrow. Today was day 3 with our elf, and here's what he was up to today. So he was sitting over here. You can tell that he's gotten into our Google Eyes and left a trail of evidence as well. And his note says, "Don't forget, I'm always watching for good behavior," which I thought was so funny that he found the Google Eyes. And then I also put this wonderful sign up, which is a freebie that I'll link below, and it says this classroom is under elf surveillance. So they were reminded that he's always watching. And then our tech guy came in and messed with the tech cart today and opened it and had the handle up. So when they came back from PE, they were like, "Oh, the elf, he opened the handle. He was looking in the Chromebook cart," which was hilarious. And I was worried that the tech guy would move him like so far that I wouldn't be able to get him back where he was, but he was back in the same spot, so they didn't notice that he'd been moved just a little bit, but they did definitely notice the handle. So I'm about to set him up and get ready for day 4 this week. Just got to school this morning, but I want to show you where our elf is before the day starts, because after the end of the day, part of the decorations are going to be gone. So here's where our elf is for day 4. The note says, "Don't drive Miss Allen bananas today. Enjoy this delicious snack." I got Rudolph with some silly bananas and some bananas for the kids to eat. So that is our day 4, and of course I couldn't show you at the end of the day because we're going to eat these bananas for snack today, so they would all be gone. Alright, that concludes week 1 with Rudolph the Elf in our classroom. I think he was a big hit, and my students have been so excited to see where he is every morning, so I can't wait to bring you guys along for week 2 of all of our elf fun. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like this video and subscribe, and join next week to see what he does for the next 5 days for next week. And leave a comment below and let me know which one of his placements this week was your favorite. Alright, say bye, Rudolph. Bye. I'm gonna get everything set up for Monday for his placement, so here we go.